doesn't help you unwind, I don't know what will. Well, of course, a cup of tea is something that's really essential to help you unwind because there's many types of teas out there. But to talk more about tea, we have a tea expert, I might say. She is Sumita J.Singam, founder of the Tea Republic.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Sumita. Nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Looking lovely.
Thank you.
And you know what? You saw the sauna just now. That's quite interesting,
yes,
right? They're going to a sauna and they're watching a performance at the same time.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about tea today because, Bella, we are here to have tea. And I wanted to ask, before we actually look at all this lovely tea, because I can see all different colours, how well is your history on the tea history?
It's all right.
Yeah? So where was tea actually founded in the beginning?
They say it's in China. Emperor was sitting under a tree and his servant was boiling water and a leaf falls into the water and then it becomes tea and he drinks it and he likes it.
That's right. I actually read something like that. There was the aroma from the tea leaf and that's how tea began.
That's right.
Right? And another interesting thing about tea, I think you know this as well, you know, because Chinese tea, they always serve it with the tea leaves, right? It's dried tea leaves. Is it dried and then it expands? Yeah. But obviously in the Western world, what I heard, tea was introduced about maybe 400 years ago. Maybe. I don't quote that's what I read. So about tea bags, tell me about tea bags. How did that happen?
I read that in the early 1900s in America there was a tea merchant who used to send his supplies in little silk cloth bags, and he found that one day when he was delivering or something, he actually saw the cafes and restaurants just using it like that to brew. And then he realized, okay, this is an opportunity to make it convenient to brew tea, and so I think that's how...
to the mass market, everyone can enjoy a nice cup of tea. Well, you know, I think, how do you actually choose the right tea for yourself or for your customers? Because you're Tea Republic, right? So you have loads. How many types of teas do you have in your place?
Just over 50 at the moment.
How do people choose the right cup of tea? Because I've been to a tea place before in Singapore and I'm like, I don't even know half or 20% of these teas. So how do you, what would be the right tea for people to choose? How do you choose the right tea?
Oh, it depends. We usually ask the customer like what they're in the mood for. If they want something with caffeine, or well, we say teen in the context of tea. But and then whether they prefer something herbal or something with milk, something with sugar or something without, and then from there we narrow it down.
Wow, so you definitely know your teas. Well, tell me the interesting part, tea, herbal tea. Is there a lot of tea involved, or is it, how is that mixed up? You're using different sort of herbs, or?
Herbal tea is also known as tisanes. They refer to them as tisanes, and it's basically made in the same manner as tea, but it doesn't actually have the tea leaf in it. So
it doesn't have the tea leaf in it, but it's still called herbal tea.
Because you just stir pour hot water and brew it and drink it.
And for you guys at Tea Republic, how do you serve tea? This is beautiful. Is this your actual tea?
This is our
so it's transparent. People can see.
Yeah, then you get to enjoy the color. And
so in a pot like this, would you serve it to one person or can it be shared?
We recommend 1 to 2 people.
1 to 2 people, and of course if they want to have a nice long conversation, they can just...
You can have one each as well.
It's quite funny because when I went to Italy once with my sister and we ordered was it an espresso or I can't remember what it was, and we were so shocked. Was it Americano? It was just in a small little cup. We're like, I guess they just want us to sit and chow straight away. But with a cup of tea, you can enjoy the moment with your friends and family. So how many teas are there actually? Do you know how many teas there are out there?
There are hundreds and hundreds of blends out there. But basically today here, I've brought the 4 kind of main,
tell me a bit about these
categories.
4 teas.
You have white.
So this would be white.
A white tea, and a green tea, a black tea, and then this is a tisane, which is actually a red tea, but it's in the category of tisane/herbal because there's no tea leaf in it. So, the white tea, for example, is it's fresh buds, and then they harvest the fresh buds, and it's very minimal processing. It's just dried, and then you get your tea like that. This particular blend is dried over a bit of jasmine, so it's got the aroma, but there's no jasmine flowers in it. The green tea, it's more mature tea leaves that are plucked and then either steamed or dried, and so it retains the green color. The black ones, the leaf, as you can see, is black, although the drink isn't black per se. That's our regular tea.
The regular tea, what is that? English breakfast? No.
Yeah, English breakfast is a black tea. Earl Grey is a black tea with flavour. So that's the most common tea that we have. Our teh tariks and all are black tea based. This tea, the leaf is left to ferment and oxidize, and that's what gives it that dark colour, and then it's dried after that.
Are we allowed to have a cup of tea on the set? So white tea, white tea you wouldn't have with milk, right? Which would be the correct tea to have milk
Generally black.
Your English breakfast.
stronger ones.
How about Earl Grey? Sometimes, do you have it with milk or it's not so suitable with milk?
If you like the flavour like that, then
it's
you
fine.
should just enjoy it.
So I'm going to try the white tea.
Yeah.
So is there a name? It's just called white tea?
This particular one is the Jasmine Silver Needle.
I get to have a cup of tea. Can you have tea tasting?
Yeah,
is there such
that's
thing
what
as
you're doing
like,
now. You're tasting the tea.
I'm tasting the tea. Any proper etiquettes in the way I'm holding my cup, or
No.
should I have my pinky out? I feel very posh today, you see. So having a cup of tea.
Oh, but right then you should have the saucer.
Oh, I should have the saucer. Okay, so see, I'm learning something new. So I should have my saucer with me.
Yeah.
So is that important, having a saucer? Well, I'm going to have red lipstick on my
set,
tea cup. It's very light.
Yeah.
Light tea. I've actually never had white tea before, and the evidence is my lipstick on the cup. So, and then green tea. Well, I've had green tea. Maybe I'd like to try the red tea.
Yes, the red is
I'll get Sumita to pour me a cup of tea.
Okay.
Do you feel like we're in having a royal tea luncheon or something right now?
Perhaps.
We just need some pastries. Well, we'll find out later on whether we're having any pastries.
There you go.
So this is red tea. Do you drink this with milk or? Or
no, it's
you're supposed to have it on its own?
On its own. It's from a red bush in South Africa. So
South Africa.
It's
very nice.
The Saddleberg region. Yeah, that's.
So how about sugar? Like I don't take my teas with sugar or anything, but is it right or is there any wrong or right when we have tea? Should we have it with sugar? Shouldn't have it with sugar?
Well, tea connoisseurs will say you should have it
Just
on
like
its
that,
own
on
to
its own.
appreciate the flavour of
Well,
the drink.
I agree for me because my mum, she's English, but we grew up never having any sugar in our tea. But milk we do, like the English. It's okay, right, for your black teas?
That's just sort of to cut the tannins, like, you know, if not it makes it too squeaky.
But how about
for
like
breakfast, we're used to milk, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think about our teh tariks? Are those proper cup of teas?
Well, it's Malaysian.
It's Malaysian tea, right? It's Malaysian style.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, so is there any proper etiquette when it comes to tea drinking, or the way you serve tea, the way we receive the tea?
Not in Western style, I suppose. You know, just cup and saucer. And if you're the one who's the host, then pour tea for. Pour a cup for the next person. If the teapot's closest to you, then you should offer
How many cup of teas do you have in a day?
At least one.
At least one cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
But it's so funny when I think in England that is such a tea drinking culture.
Yeah.
That's why they always go, a cup of tea. Wherever you go, they will always ask you if you want a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And when I go back to England, every time, everyone will be making tea for each other. So I actually maybe have 10 cup of teas. And then when my uncle and auntie come to Malaysia as well, I'll end up drinking 10 cup of teas as well. But it's usually the English breakfast tea. What's your say on people who serve tea in a coffee cup?
Well, it happens in your workplace, at home. You just dunk it in the mug and drink it. It's a vessel, drink out of it. I mean, you're not necessarily going to pour tea in a cup like this. But why not? If it makes you happy having a pretty cup, then you should have a pretty cup.
But it's nice. Like today, we're talking about unwinding. We want women to unwind and maybe have like a tea party. So how important is it just to dress up that tea a little bit more instead of like serving it in a coffee cup or putting your tea bags in a coffee jug? How?
Well, I think for a party, you must have a nice set. It doesn't matter. If it's pretty, then it's something you talk about and it matches the teapot and everyone's like, oh, wow, cute cup. It's just part of being a good host and entertaining.
And how hot should the temperature be for tea? Should we drink it really hot or should it be mid-temperature? I mean, like, I know there's preference, but proper way of drinking tea?
Generally, they say for the green or whites, you should brew it with water that's like 80 degrees because at higher temperatures, the tannins are released and that's what makes it more bitter. But so they say that's at a lower temperature is better, but then your other teas are fine. You can also have them iced. Any of these you can.
And you can have it iced tea. That's why there's iced tea. And tell me a bit more about your place, Tea Republic. It's in
Bangsa Shopping Centre.
And tell me a bit about it. Is it a cozy little setting? How is
it's a cozy little corner, and we have a variety of teas, of course, to enjoy throughout the day, just to relax and unwind at any point, or catch up with a friend or have a meeting. Or
do you serve food as well?
Yeah, light snacks and cakes and stuff.
So from morning to evening.
That's right.
Well, talking about light snacks and yummy food is really important. That should go with your cup of tea as well, right? Well, Bella will be going for a very quick break, but don't worry, when we come back, we have something else for you. And you know what? I smell something nice as well. We'll be right back after the break.